Bear with me, okay? I know it's weird. I couldn't help myself. So, Noel Miller made this video a while back reading UFC fan fiction, and it was everything that I love. UFC and cringe humor. I'm gonna steal that great idea from him, and I'm gonna use it's mine now. Doing a little searching, as you do, in an incognito tab so that the government didn't get onto my antics. And while I was looking around, I couldn't really find anything that fun. I wonder if someone has taken the time out of their precious waking hours to make Joe Rogan fan fiction. Now, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan, so on Joe Rogan's Reddit, this has been posted, introducing my new fan fiction series, Rogan Tales. Chapter 1, Cameron Hanes. Now, I was fully expecting some like female perspective fan fiction because I see Joe Rogan's Instagram comments, they're thirsty. Girls can't get enough. I see Joe Rogan as kind of like a mentor figure. This feels like I'm like going through like someone's diary that I shouldn't be, so. Cameron Hanes, if you don't know, is this, he's a regular guest on the Joe Rogan Experience. He's an Under Armour athlete. He's an ultra marathoner. He runs about a marathon a day, just for funsies. Whenever he talks, it just feels like he's rubbing in how much better than me he is. And so I don't really like him very much because it makes me feel like an actual piece of garbage because I run 0 marathons a day. Okay, are we ready? Are we gonna get into it? I'm scared. I guess, not trigger warning, content warning. The following messages are intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Cameron left a dust trail as he scrambled up the hill. Joe felt all the tension of LA and city life melt off of him as he chased after Cameron. Cam kept his eyes on the elk, and as usual, Joe had his eyes on Cam. This next line's so mean. Joe pumped his short legs as hard as he could. Joe pumped his short legs as hard as he could, not wanting to lose sight of the galloping horse of a man in front of him. Joe was motivated to push himself as he didn't want to lose the perfect view of Cam's well-sculpted ass, stretching out a pair of camouflage Under Armour TM pants. Cameron reached the peak of the hill, turned around, and pressed a finger to his flushed pink lips, silently bidding Joe to be quiet. Shh. Shh is not silent, but the intensity of that stare sent a tingle down Joe's spine as he slowly, almost hypnotically, approached Cameron. Cameron pointed down to the bottom of the clearing, where the biggest elk Joe had ever seen was standing. Cameron pushed Joe down into a crouch and handed Joe his bow. Joe drew and notched, but had trouble aiming. The excitement of the hunt had made his hands jittery, or maybe it was the feel of Cameron's hot breath on the back of his neck that made him quiver. You guys, someone woke up and said, "Today I'm writing this." And I love them for it. Cameron noticed Joe's nervousness and moved to calm him, placing one hand around Joe's waist and the other on his inner thigh, leaning into Joe's ear and whispering, "Steady." A wave of calm washed over Joe, his hands steady as a rock. Probably not the only thing steady as a rock. This is really sexual. I don't know. Joe released and the arrow rang true, skewering the elk's heart and killing it instantly. Joe and Cameron jumped up in celebration, whooping and hugging. The hugging turned into roughhousing, resulting in the two men rolling around on the ground. Joe fought his jujitsu instincts and gave in to the revelry. Cameron ended up on top of Joe, both men breathing heavy and gazing deeply into each other's eyes. Oh, that's cute. Cameron lovingly ran his hand over Joe's cheek, Joe sweetly nuzzling into the touch. Ew. We should get down there and set up camp. Don't want the coyotes to get our prize, do we? Joe nodded in agreement and took Cameron's hand to get up and head downhill. That's so cute. Cameron and Joe spent the next few hours cleaning the elk and setting up camp. By the time they were done, they were both shirtless and tired, enjoying beers and weed by the fire. They sat next to each other on camping chairs, their hands entangled as they stared into the sky. Joe was filled with bliss and, overcome with emotion, felt the need to express this to Cam. You know, man, when I'm in LA, I feel like Fritz Haber. But out here with you, I feel like Genghis Khan. Cam raised his eyebrows and took a sip of his beer before saying, well, Genghis, why don't you conquer me? Cam roughly placed... I can't. Like, these two are like grown men who are friends, and someone wrote this about them. Cam roughly placed Joe's hands on his crotch. I can't. Cam roughly placed Joe's hand on his crotch so Joe could feel the bulge in Cameron's pants. Without hesitation, Joe pounced between Cameron's legs and started pulling off his pants, caressing his thick, wiry thighs on the way down. Okay. Joe, again, overcome with emotion, felt the need to express the beauty of what he was seeing, but looking up at Cam laid there, bathed in campfire light, while silhouetted against the starry Montana sky, was too beautiful for Joe to describe. I feel really uncomfortable reading this sentence, but here we go. While struggling to find the words, Cameron stroked Joe's cheek and whispered, shh, like earlier, but instead of pressing his finger to his own lips, he pressed the head of his cock against Joe's lips. I hate this. Joe appreciated the moment, the crackling of the fire, the ocean of stars above, and the taste of Cameron Hanes in his mouth. Okay, imagine how sweaty Cameron Hanes' junk is all the time because he's always running. It's like really salty in here. Wow, that was an experience. So I might leave this at a part 2. I don't know. I feel like this is too much. It was like really hot in here all of a sudden. I can't read this Eddie Bravo one. It's too fucking much. Sorry for making you watch that. If you want part 2, let me know. It's chapter 2 Eddie Bravo. I want this person to post more because that's really fun. Like really gross, but really fun. So I don't know. Let me know. I hope you found this video entertaining. I had fun. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. I feel a little bit violated. I saw it, so you had to. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.
It's essentially Brokeback Mountain from the point of view of the horses.
Hey, the sun's been up for an hour. Shouldn't we get riding?
Are they still sleeping?
I don't know. I'll check. Ah!